Tom, reducing taxes.
That's something going back to what I said before about we're getting 40 cents on the dollar back from our gas tax. Maybe we can look at getting some more money there, and that'll bring some dollars into our into the county. And yeah, I agree. We're at 80% of what we're doing is mandated, and there's not a lot. 20%. You know, with the budget deficit we have now, we need to look at every department, get them together, and find places to cut, because at this point we're either 1.5 to $3 million short. So we need to look at everything we can to reduce taxes if we're going to do that. But I think at this point that's going to be a tough venture.
Thank you, Tom. Tom, what experience do you have that is specific to county programs and services?
I guess I'll go back to relating the Minnesota Valley Electric. We do similar stuff. You know, we deal with employee issues, we deal with union issues, we deal with fixing broken power lines. You know, that might be related to plowing the roads. You know, it all relates. It's just maybe a different type of a Lego, maybe a red Lego here or a white Lego here, but it all relates.
Thank you, Tom. Chris, specific experiences experiences with specific county programs and services.
I'm sorry, what are my experiences?
Yes.
Specifically with county programs? Well, just by virtue of my experience being a police officer in this area for 22 years, I've had extensive experience with a number of county programs. Is that the nature of the question? Okay. I work with the Sheriff's Department with some regularity, and Child Protection, Human Services, I work with regularly, and you know, I've even worked with the assessors and the taxation on some mortgage fraud cases. So I work with Cindy Geis down there in the county. What I see, what I've observed during the time, and especially lately, is that the rhetoric that we're hearing about being overstaffed and fat. Most employees I deal or talk with, I believe, are sincere when they say they're stressed and they're working hard. And this is sort of pervasive countywide.
Thank you, Chris. Chris, do county commissioners make too much money?
Well, not ever having been a county commissioner, I don't know. I guess I'd like to get back to on that. Okay. The question that I would pose is, what do county commissioners make in similar-sized communities and for similar reasons? It's possible that they do, and I don't honestly know the answer to that. If you're discussing lowering their pay or doing something like that, I would think that it would be best to do that in conjunction with a bigger program. You know, if you're talking about decreasing the county commissioner's pay a certain amount, that's all well and good, but when we're talking about $1 million or $3 million shortfall, it'd be nice to piggyback that on top of something we did organizationally wide, and with the county commissioners leading the way.
Thank you, Chris. Tom, do county commissioners make too much money?
And I haven't been a county commissioner either. I've tried a few times, but I have not made that yet. But I think that there's the 47,000 plus per diem or salary plus the per diems that come with being a commissioner. I would either lower that down to everybody's dollars in the county have to be looked at, and that does not exclude the Scott County Commissioners. I don't think there's any sacred cows in this equation, but if we're going to start cutting other people's monies, we should look at ourselves too, being a commissioner. I'd say lower it down to $40,000 somewhere, or 10%. And then still get per diems, or keep it at the 47 with no per diems. But we should look at cutting something. This job isn't meant to be your full-time job.
Thank you, Tom. Tom, do you think the county is running out of room in its current space? Should it build more building, or should it lease more space?
I haven't heard anybody say they're running out of any space at the county. We just built a jail. The county courthouse is practically new. I don't think we have a space issue at this time.
Thank you, Tom. Chris, space?
I disagree with that. specifically the areas that I see where they're lacking in spaces on the third floor, human services, and in the county attorney's office. At times, it looks like an ant farm in there, and there's bodies on top of bodies, we've got them wedged into offices together. Now, with respect to, capital outlay here for another new building, again, it isn't realistic to even consider at this juncture. As part of a long-term plan, we should probably be thinking about what we're going to do to address these space issues. And I believe that's probably already being done at the county level. Does it make more sense to lease temporarily than to spend money you don't have? Probably, on a temporary basis. I think in the long run, though, that wouldn't make sense if that was your long-term solution.
Thank you, Chris.